can share the recording post session to me. Now, so far what we have completed, let me have a quick review on that. Yeah. So we have completed the line chart, and then again started from the simple one-dimensional line chart. This is one-dimensional multi-measure.
Not able to
And this,
see it actually.
oh,
Can
sorry.
you? Okay.
This is one-dimensional. It is two-dimensional chart. Here we have two dimensions. That is your one is your customer, and second is the product.
Yeah.
Then this is multi-axis or called dual axis chart. Okay. It also need uh, two measures. Two measures it need minimum and maximum two measures. So then it's called a dual axis. Then this is multi-dimensional chart, but it is not a dual axis. It has different pans of different measures. So here we have three measures in two dimensions. One is month and second is product.
Okay.
So far this we have completed. And also we have added filters. Then we have added a horizontal control. Here we have, these are the objects, right? So these horizontal objects is used to arrange filters side by side. Okay, vertically side by side. This is first filter, then another filter is arranged just side to it, just side to it. So it's just creating a rooms or cells where you can place the filter side by side.
Yeah.
If you do not use this horizontal object, you cannot place any two three objects side by side like this. If you just place it, it will just take automatically below to that. Okay.
Okay.
So this is needed. This is also acting as a panel where you can place the objects side by side.
Okay. Amit, can you repeat this filters concept again? The context filters and the other two filters.
Okay. So how many filters we have? We have three filters.
Three filters.
Okay, three different type of filters, and this is quite every Tableau interview will face this kind of interview. What is the difference between the dive connection and extract connection? What is full extract and what is incremental extract? Then what is your type of filters you have? What is the difference between tiled layout and floating layout? These are all basic questions of Tableau. You know what is the difference between tiled layout and floating layout?
Yeah, yeah. So tile is generally a graph on it,
So,
and
no
floating will
object will
float on the top. I mean, on the object itself,
take.
it will float.
Okay. So in tile layout, no object will superimpose another
Yeah.
object, right? They'll be just arranged side by side. And for designing also it is good because they will automatically take their own size in equal dimensions. Okay, if you are placing two objects in a dashboard, two objects will take divided into 50% and they will take equal size. And no object will superimpose another. But if you make it floating, one object will be just a kind of, it will float or can be placed over any other object.
Okay.
Uh, okay. Now, coming to this, the next object is we start with the GIS mapping chart. Okay. GIS charts.
Amit, can you repeat this filters once?
Right. Sorry. So the filter from the filter part, like as I said, there are three different filters
Yeah.
in Tableau. What is dataset filter? Okay, first filter is dataset filter. This is globally applicable to the entire dashboard, and whichever the object which is referred to this particular data set will be affected by this filter. Okay. This is applied to data model label, and all the objects those are using this data model will be affected. Second one is context. It is applied to object level. Object level or sheet level. Okay. So in one object, if you do any changes or any filtration, that will not affect to the second object. Say for example, in my data set, I have countries of different continents. Okay. Now I would create a chart which will show the continents, countries of Asia only, okay. Asia continents only, and in another chart I would select the countries of say Europe. So countries of Europe continent. In that case, you can apply a filter, and you can apply a filter on the continent. Continent must be a field here, so you can drag the continent to here. Say for example, this should be one object. Okay. Dataset filter will be into here. Then you can go for this one. Now we can dataset.
So you need to double click on that to connect to this?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you double click on this dataset, if you go to the data model.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, if I do any filter here, say I have how many years of data, many years of data here in this database. Now, if you want to filter on the data set, just start a filter here.
Yes.
Add. So, what you have to check the date, you have to check the customers, you have to check any attribute on which you can apply filter. So, add. Now, select the date. See, I have the data's measure and dimensions of all the tables here. So I can choose the attribute as date. Then out of date, I can extract year. Definitely.
Yeah.
Year, quarter, all those time dimensions, and I can get. From year, it is getting me the functions from which I can extract year, quarter, month, and so on. So I'll extract year out of that date. If I'm extracting the years, it is getting the data of 2010 to 16. Now I can select only 1 year data. I don't want all this data to be displayed or to be saved in my extract file. So while you are fetching the data from database, you can apply a filter so that your extract file will be minimized.
Okay. And we can include this filter at the later point of time, right? After developing all the dashboards. Okay.
Right.
And
if at all you want to,
can we use this? I mean, we are using some parameters, sets, and all this kind of stuff, like creating some new.
There will come later. There will come later, so that once we cover all these objects, we'll go to calculated fields, hierarchy, parameters.
Yeah, I got that one. So what I meant to say is, like, even can we add those fields as a filter here?
Yeah, I mean, no. Parameter cannot be added from the backend. This would be like here, and this parameter is just a kind of variable. So here you can apply these conditions, and the things are here, which would be, this should not be kind of user level. Parameters is affected to the user level only, and this is affected to the developer level in backend.
Okay. So whatever the fields that are coming from the database side or from the source side, those are the fields that are available here for the filter.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So I'll just take data of 2010, 12. Just assume here we have 1000 records. Now I will filter only 2010, 2012. So let's see how many records I'm getting. I'm getting 313 records. Now accordingly, my all data will be changing. See, try to notice few data those have been used here. Yeah, the data has been changed. See,
Yes.
I'm getting this variations. See. Now once I use it, all the objects using that data set will be changing. Now I'll just remove it. You can remove it and you can change it at any point of time, but it will not be visible to end user. This is only for the developers. Now context filter is something. Say I have I didn't apply the data filter on the database level. I can apply here also, and if you apply it in the database level, that would be affected to all the objects. But here you don't want. Here you want the data from 2010 to 2016. So I am not applying the filters. I will apply here this one object only. I want only 2010 data to be shown. Okay, so I can add the date here to this context. This is called context.
Okay.
Date, sorry, month, year, only 2010 data, or maybe say data. So once I'm getting it, I'm only getting few changes. If you just remove it, clear filter, see the data is changing. That's what we call as the context filter. Now if you do any changes here, see the data is increases because I just removed the database filter. Now here I will just change it. I will add the context filter and I will try to see the. I'm getting changes. I'm getting few sets of data here, not lot of orders. And if I go to the next dashboard, are you getting any changes in the data? No, because it is getting the full data from 2010 to 2016. But the only data set which is there, this one, would be affected by these changes. That is what we call as the context filter. Now, this filter even cannot be visible to user because this is also affected by the developer level. But again, it is on the apply on the UI level. It is not apply on the dashboard level. It is apply on the object level. So one object is apply this filter would not affect to another object. Now the third filter is, say I just make a presentation view and whatever the objects will appear in the presentation view, that will be appear to the end user. This will be appear to the end user. Now I want to give some filters to the end user so that they can make a slicing and dicing. In this case, context filter would not work because this is apply on the developer level only, and this picture is a user level picture. Now I have to give the access to users so that they can filter it out, and whatever the data here in this dashboard, in this objects, I can only provide those filters. Whatever the data, I repeat, I have used here in this dashboard, that data or that field can be added to filter. I have used.
So, for example, if I want to use a filter on other ones, I mean, for example, apart from this country, product, and the other dimension. So, if you want another dimension to be used, so how to?
No, it will not. It will not show you because why? Because we have given the data of these like products, country, and revenue. These three filter can be added but I don't record customized products here because I have used those attributes that can be already filtered. So it will
Oh,
not prompt you.
okay.
Let's go to filter here. Are you getting anything here? It is only available by country, product, and sum of revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is the only filter available here. So I can add filter by country, analysis. I can add filter. This is called quick filter, which would be available to user. Filter by product. Then I would select filter by sum of revenue
Yeah.
or revenue. So revenue is added here. Now as it is a numeric field, it is showing in range because numeric field doesn't show in this uh, list. So you can just change the format like this, range like this at least. Most. Or you can give in range from starting to ending. So I think range would be better here. I want to show the product cost by this range to this range, not from starting to this level and between this range to this range. So this is good for a numeric only. I can change the title which is showing sum of revenue. I can edit title. It should show the revenue only. Revenue wise filter.
Oh, okay.
And then I can change the style also here. This is showing in list, which is not looking good or it's taking huge space. I can select multiple value drop down, single value drop down. In single value drop down, you can select single value at a time, right?
Yeah.
You cannot select multiple, but multiple value drop down, you can select like a list box. This is my most use. I can select multiple products here, and I can see them as a pop-up. But in list box, they will not see them as a pop-up. Now here in this one also, I can make it multiple value drop down. So why it is showing only France? Because I have already selected the revenue by range. So it is within that range. I'm getting some product. Those countries are France. Okay, if I just remove this filter, here I have a funnel sign. I can click here, which is showing cross. Now filter is. I'm getting all these countries.
Okay.
I can also clear this one. So this way, I can make the filtration. Just now you see here, this filter is now available to user. Okay, this is a presentation view, and whatever the view is in a presentation, whatever the objects is appearing in a presentation view, that only will be shown to user.
Okay. So now if you want to make this one in the dashboard, I mean, is it applicable to that?
It will be also visible in this in the dashboard.
Okay.
And you can remove and add any point of time. So this filter I will remove here in this object, but later on I want to add it in the dashboard also. Okay, how do I do it? Dashboard, and to add, I have to first in the dashboard I have to select the object. Without selecting the object, it will not see. I have not selected an object. I have selected the title. Go to analysis, dashboard. The analysis part is not available because I have not chosen any object.
Okay.
So if you choose object, then you will be getting analysis menu, right? Here, if you are not choosing any object, your analysis menu is disappearing. So to add any filter, you have to select one object. Then you can add the filters of the dimensions and measure used in this object. Then here also you can add the dimension and measure used in this object. From this object, I can get customer filter. From this object, I can get product and country filter.
But
So
can't we use a common filter for all these?
yes, we can use like these two data are customer is not used here, so that I cannot add the customer filter from this chart, but I can use this customer filter to filter this chart. Why? Because this customer is also belong to this database. Okay, so by using this KPI, I cannot add customer, but from this chart I will add customer. Then I will use that customer filter to filter this chart. Let's see. Select this and add. I will just remove this. Analysis. Now no analysis is available. Just select this one. Analysis. Legend. Sorry, filter. Country. Country added. Then add filter. Product. Now customer is not there.
Yes.
Okay. Here also country is not there. Only customers are there. So I will customer or products are there. I will select here and go for filter. And product, as the product is already there from this chart, I will not add the product again or add customer. So I have three filters: country, product, and customer. I want, based on these three filters, I will filter entire objects of my dashboard.
Okay.
How do I can add it? So I have an option to okay, just select this and let's see what is happening in presentation mode. Okay. Now I would select the country. It would filter only this chart. Why? Because this filter is belongs to the dimension of this particular chart. Okay. Now it is filtering this one, but the country is also here. Why this chart is not getting filtered? Why this all chart is not getting filtered? Because I have one option called, I want, based on this filter, I would like to filter the entire dashboard. Go to down arrow, customize, sorry, apply to workbook, worksheet. This filter is by default applied to this only worksheet. Now we can select all using this data source. Okay, so all worksheets using this data source would be applied by this filter. Okay, we just change this. Now based on the selection, the all four objects will be affected. Let's see. Are you getting the changes?
Yeah. But if you want only this dashboard objects to be viewed, means we need to select the specific objects.
Yeah, like this. This only workbook. If I just,
I mean, even if we select only workbook, not everything is selecting, right? I mean, everything is changing.
No, it's not changing. I'm selecting country.
So we can go for specific objects in that case, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So just it is selecting only this workbook. So I can make it. This is the best practice because everybody wants the centralized filter. So based on this selection, all my KPIs should be filtered, all using this data source. If I do any changes here now, I selected none. So all are removed. I selected all. I'm giving the details of all.
Amit, if the same data source is using another KPIs, for example, this is on this workbook, right?
Yeah, these are four worksheets.
I mean, this totally is on packaged workbook or unpackaged workbook, we call it, right? Or how it would be?
This is a dashboard. This is a dashboard which is acting as a frame where I have arranged four worksheets.
Okay, yeah. So all these worksheets comes under a grouping of one workbook, right?
One dashboard. Workbook is a file. Okay, file, that is a this file. This is workbook. WEWB. Workbook is just a file. But in that workbook, you have sheets, just like a book. Sheets are the pages, right?
Okay.
So in this book, we have the different pages. These are one page. This is one page. This is one page. And I have just group all these pages to one subject.
Yeah.
Then subject to this is.
Okay. So if we are filtering this for the entire data source, means if the same data source is used in other workbooks, so will that also get affected, or only this workbook is get affected?
Exactly. Same data source used in another workbook, not workbook, other dashboard. Same data source. So this is the data source. This is one data source used in one dashboard, and if you filter here, other data source from other dashboard, other KPIs from other dashboard will also get filtered, because it does not work on the sheet level. Then it is work on the database level.
Okay, but we can use the same data source for other workbooks also, right?
Yes. We can use, because data source is different, right? Data source is a TDE file. Now that can be used centrally in any number of dashboards. That can be used.
Workbook wise, I'm saying, like for example, so this totally is one workbook, right? Whatever the things we're creating, one workbook.
Including your dashboards, including sheets, including everything.
Everything is one workbook. Okay, and we have another workbook like this, and that one is also using the same data source. So if we are applying filters, means will this applicable to other workbook as well? No, right?
No. Data source can be used in multiple filter workbooks, but this filter will be restricted here in this workbooks, because this has a separate metadata and that has a separate metadata. Okay, whichever the changes I will do, that changes will be saved here in this workbook only, not another workbook.
Okay.
But of course, the data source can be used in other workbooks.
Yeah.
All right. So let's focus on some new objects today, like area chart. Area chart is not so different from the line chart. It also need one date dimension, one measure. Okay. And apart from this, as it is suggesting or recommending to have one date dimension to create this chart, we can also create this area chart without using a date dimensions. You know how? Because the way we have created the line chart, the same way we have to create the area chart also. So let's create. First of all, I will take a date. Add a sheet here. Instead of this year, I will just change it to say week numbers, or quarters. Now quarter wise, I will like to see the number of products sold.
Amit, one quick question actually. So if you are selecting something and if you want to undo that one, is there any option like undo and redo?
Yeah, we have an undo option. This one back.
Okay, fine.
So this is the quarter, showing the quarter of all the dates I have, and then I can add the number of products sold in every quarter. So count 16 cells, make it count. In the first quarter, I have a good number of sales. These many products were sold. 10. I'm showing a count of products here. I'm using the product code as a measure. Even though it is a text data, I'm just making a count because I can apply the count on the text data also. So this is the list of the variations I'm seeing from the starting of my business to the end. I'm seeing there is a depreciation of the sales. So it's not an appreciation. So there is a downfall of the sales. But anyway, this is a line chart. I can simply change this to area chart. As I say, area chart has a prerequisites to have one data attribute and one measure. So this is by quarter you are seeing. If you want to show them by month, it is also available from January to December. If you want to show month from the starting to the ending, that is month with year, then you'd also show. You can also see it here. In the data which is showing here in only years, you can show them like this. Triple M would represent this, and then I can double Y. So this is showing month with a lot of months I'm able to see here. March 2010, September, then March 11, and so on. So these are the data, or these are the months I'm getting here. So if you just rotate the label also, you may get a lot of other months because it would have a better visibility of the data. So you have an option to also dashboard, then I can get it. This is the month, and just go on the edit axis. Here it is. Number of products. Number of products. Every node represents the product sales. So particularly on these months, I'm getting the nodes, and here was the last sales, and after that, here then there is no other sales in this month. So the last one is this one. So those products registered into the database, their product dates are registered on this date and this date last. And in between these, the transactions may happen, but products are not registered to the database. Now you're seeing here the tooltip, which is showing direct data like count of product code, then product. User would not understand this, so just go for tooltip and change it accordingly. Number of products, and month is number. And this one. So using long dates like this, you can change the state also. And here we have the option called rotate label. You can rotate the labels also like this, or else you can do like this. Okay. Now, what else need to be added? The product code. I can just start to label so that it will be shown on the top of the data. Number of product is showing 96, but it is showing but the label is showing 19. Why? Because the function in the label is used as C count distinct. Okay, and here it is only count. Now the difference between count distinct and count means, can you answer it?
Yeah, without repetitions.
Exactly. So here in January also the same product has been procured, and in February it is also same product have been procured, and along with few more. So, but the same products are not getting repetitive. So in the January they are just considering the unique product only. So this is not the correct, which will get the value. So I'll make it count only, not I'm getting the exact value. Now here you can change the opacity, that is your gradient effect which is showing here, or transparency. Opacity is basically the transparency. This is what a simple area chart. So I can just give the name as monthly. Monthly products. Pretty simple here. Now let's go to the next. That is the same we have. You can have a dimensional chart here. We can have two measures. You can have a two measure and two dimensions. Okay. So let's it also to make it more beautiful. I'll just make it duplicate. Here I have got all the same dimensions and same measures. Now I can add two measures. Now one measure is count the product. Then second I will add, say, based on these products, what were the sales. There are two measures here now. I'll add the quantity of the product, how many stocks are there. Then I will add discount based on those products. So I've got how many pans? 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks nice. And individual pans can be colorful by individual different colors. So let's not use the month here. Let's use something beautiful.
You can check it for years. That would be good.
Year would not give you the better data, very late data.
Oh.
After this, it is good. So what we can do? Only this year's data is here. October 2016. So only we have a 2016 data, because within that period 2014 and 15 data is not there. Okay, up to 13 we have data. So let's do one thing to make it more beautiful. I'll just make it remove. I want to make the 16 data to be removed.
Okay.
So I will add the, how do I remove it?
Yeah, click on
data from
include.
Let's go to data to filter. Okay.
And we had an option to exclude as well, right?
Exclude, no, it would exclude the that particular, that will also add into the filter, or else you can add this same thing by adding the context filter also. So ultimately it is happening through context filter. Okay.
Okay.
You can do right click exclude here, but where it is getting stored? It is stored in the context filter, or else you can, this is the one way, exclude is the one way, and here you can also add this date and choose the year, and then choose a particular data. Sorry, I just choose the reverse. I have to choose the reverse. Exclude, right?
Okay.
So I'm getting nice effects here.
But you need to change this count distincts actually. when everywhere getting the same results, right?
I've got 4 pans, but what error you're noticing here? You're getting every pen is having the same tooltip, the same label, right? Same label and same tooltip.
Yeah.
So I have to change with respect to their respective measures. Okay. So I've got 4 attributes like number of products, sales, discount, and revenue. So what else I have to do here? So this is showing all. If you'll do anything here, it would be applies to the whole. So I'll just remove this data from here. I will apply individual color on the individual pans. Okay. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
So I want to apply different colors based on the different pens. So here I will just change the color to say okay. So I have got 4 pens and every pen has different area.
Mm-hmm.
Now what I can do, I have to apply the labels on individual pens, right? So for this first pen, this is sum of revenue. I have to add the revenue to label. You'd see revenue in this form. Then in this pen I have to add something. The discounts I need to show. Then I'll add discount to the label.
Yeah.
And also to tooltip also. Discount to tooltip. I need to change first the label. Then go to sales. Then add the this sales value, sum of sales to label. And then number of products. Here I can add number of product to label, and I need to change count. Okay. So I've got the 4 It's looking nice. And then what I can do, I need to adjust the tooltips because its tooltip is not showing properly, right?
Yeah.
It has to be a month. It has to be the list of discounts, revenue, sales, and all. So individual tooltip has to be set. So first of all, here let's go to tooltip, and first one is month, second one is count of product. So here only you can add the measure. Go to insert, count of product code. This one is used in the dashboard. I can add it. Okay.
So whatever the things that are used in the dashboard, you can add it here, right? I mean, in the sheet.
Right. Other you cannot add. So you can just keep it. Now I'm getting this number of products, right? Now the second is sales. Here the sales, it is showing number of products, so it should not be shown. It should show sales only. So in the tooltip, I will change it as sales, and then I will insert. See, sales is showing you sum of sales. Is it showing number of products now? No. So whichever the measure you have used in this particular chart, or whichever the dimension you have used in this particular chart, that would be only visible.
Okay.
Okay. So as there are 4 pans and 4 individual pans considered to be 4 individual charts, no data of one pan would be conflict with other. But they are showing in a single frame and single chart. But individual pans have individual data. So I am just adding cells. Now then third one, discount. Sorry, now I would add. Go to tooltip. So this is saying the discount. Now I'm getting the discount in this form. Go to tooltip. Month and discount. And then the last one is revenue. Go to tooltip. So it's showing month is the missing field. I can add. See, once you're showing revenue, it is not showing month and product, and nothing is showing here. Go to tooltip, month, remove this field, and insert the month.
Okay.
And then you can insert sum of revenue. Okay. So looking nice. Now so far this is completed. Now it is showing the data in million. This is showing in discount is in percentage. So I can change. The sales in showing in 1000, so you can just format it here. So 1000 can be shown in number standard like this. This is now showing in lakhs. This is numbers. This is showing in millions. So it would be, the revenue must be big, so it is in million. Number standard is become more. This is showing revenue. It's in million. It's in 1000. Now this chart is complete. This is the comparison with single dimension and multiple measure. Now I would just give product versus this is showing a complete chart which is taking a full screen. Now this is a comparison with 4. Now I will make it a little bit different, just make it duplicate. And if you have one dimension only and it is having 4 measures, if I add another dimension, okay, let's see how does it can take. Another dimension I would take years. Now this looks nice now. Here you have different years, and then use data. So it is showing first is year, second is month. Okay. So month of 2010, month of 2011. So I can change the format like this.
Oh,
not only show the month.
Dual axis or what?
It is not dual axis. It is single axis, because x axis and y is 2 axis. So dual axis will have the axis on both sides. It is having 2 dimensions and 4 measures.
Okay.
So it is represented by 2010, 2011, and 2012. The same thing, same months, month-wise this, month-wise chart, and month-wise this. So again, those months we are having distinct. Those months were showing distinct by month. Now here, what is the difference between this and this? The difference between this is these are showing the month as a whole, right?
Yeah.
Irrespective of any year. These are showing the month irrespective of any years. But if you show this, it is showing the month respective to different years. The difference is only this. Better than this, it is giving me better clarity, because the same tradition, same trends are there. I'm having the month-wise detail as well as, I'm having year-wise detail as well as month-wise detail. And here it is having irrespective of any years, I'm only getting the month-wise details. Okay. So this is what the comparison can be varies. Both are looking
nice. What have
nice.
you done for adding it to that year level? You added one more dimension. I mean,
yeah.
You added.
I just added one more dimension here. Okay, to year.
So to the
column.
For the
month. The column. Because these are columns, right? and these are rows. Now, whichever the data you will add to rows, they will just keep on increasing horizontally. Whatever the data you add to columns, they will keep on increasing vertically, right?
Yeah.
So as you know, column-wise concept, columns can increase the data vertically, and rows increase the data horizontally. Okay, so let's conclude the session for today, and we'll meet tomorrow at the same time. So can you please send the recording to me so that I can also share with Srinivas?
Sure. How do you want to
I just
send?
you can deploy. You can just copy this file, the video file, to your Google Drive and share with me.
Okay, sure.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, once you please share those the documents and this stuff.
Sure. I will share. The email ID I just sent you.
Okay.
In the chat, just copy it out.
Yeah.
Sure.
Share it to you.
Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you. Bye.
fine. Thanks, Sam.